Hey, everybody, I'm Hillary Atkin from the Atkin Report, and I'm so excited to welcome Jaeden Luke from The Voice to this edition of Hillary's Happy Hour. Jaeden, how are you doing?
Oh, super blessed and happy to be here. Thanks so much for having me, Hillary.
Absolutely, Jaeden. I want to start off by congratulating you on your great battle performance with Bodhi on
Thank
As
you.
Long as You Love Me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, we had to do the Beebs justice. So I'm glad that people are like appreciating it, and any, any 2010s Bieber song is a heavy task. So we feel honored to hopefully give it some justice.
I think both of you guys became believers, but what was it like
Oh
for
yeah.
you after Blake announced Bodhi as the winner of the battle and Camila and Gwen both tried to steal you?
Oh my gosh. It was it was hard enough in blinds having to choose a coach, like having to make a decision. And so like I was like, oh man, here we are again, decision making. And I love making decisions. I don't like making decisions. I was kidding. So I was like, okay, here we go again. But I was just so like thankful to like, like that's a good problem to have for sure. So I was happy to be there.
Well, let's rewind to your blinds. And you developed quite a rapport with Camila during your amazing performance of Brez I Want to Make It With You. And you couldn't have known
Thank
then,
you.
but Gwen and Camila had already filled their teams, as I think otherwise you would have been a four-chair turn.
Thank you. Uh, I hope so. Yeah, no, it was cool. My mom always tells me like, when singing songs like this, I could always swoon the ladies, with a nice bread song. And so like knowing that their teams were full, I was like, all right, I gotta swoon the guys now. Like this is gonna be a heavier task, but luckily it worked out.
Well, you have brought bread to a whole new generation, and you inspired me, and I'm sure, countless other people in the audience to look up their songs, and especially I Want to Make It With You. And I found this great one on
Yeah.
this old show called Midnight Special, which I guess was a big music show, probably on NBC. And I was like, oh my God, this is so
Mhm.
great. And it was so 70s. I'm like, it just, I feel like, and especially when Gwen and Blake said we really listen to Bread all the time. But tell us more about how your mom brought you up, you said, with 50s, 60s, and 70s music.
So much. My mom and dad both always played old stuff in the house growing up. Like that's all I ever knew. And I mean, I got my whole start in music just from listening to the Beatles so much. And I have every single one of their CDs that I just, ran through hours and hours. And so that's what got me into music in the first place. So everything I feel like I do is very like old fashioned, and they definitely made me an old soul. Um, and I mean, even like my hair, people say I got the Paul McCartney look going on. So like it's an honor for me to be like a kind of a throwback guy. So to take a Bread song and to kind of you know um, put a new spin on it and kind of get some new eyeballs on it in 2022 was like a really cool thing and an honor. And I actually saw like Make It With You went to like number 5 on the iTunes charts like that night or the day after it aired. One of my friends told me that. I was like that's such an honor for me. It really is because it's an amazing song and it's timeless. So yeah, super honored.
Well, you should be. And I want to go back to something else that happened during your blind audition that was completely unexpected.
Yeah.
Tell us about that Chateau San Michel concert in which John Legend performed, but supposedly did not choose you.
Yeah. I honestly feel like I was just like, I mean, I was just messing with John. Like, it's funny because like that, it wasn't even his choice. Like, it wasn't even his fault at all. Like, not at all. I just had to like have fun with him because I did play at that Chateau Saint Michel once. I opened for Chris Isaac a few years back, and some of my friends put on the concerts there. And so when John was coming to Washington, You know, it was a big deal. Everybody was going there. So I was like, oh, can I be the opener? And then, you know, my friends told me like, oh, he's traveling with an opener already. You know, it's all right. So I was just salty that I couldn't, you know, open for him, which is just funny because like, of course it's not like up to him. I was just had to give him a bad time just because I was salty about it. But like John is such a like classy, sophisticated guy, you know, and just so smooth. And so like yeah, I don't know. It was fun to just kind of mess with him a little, but he's like probably one of the coolest, like neatest guys ever. But of course Blake had to run with that and be like, why didn't you choose him, you know? But yeah.
Well, the truth comes out. I'm happy to hear it. But speaking about the coaches, you've had the opportunity to work with Blake and Camila and their advisors, Jimmy Allen and Charlie Puth. So tell me some of the things you've learned from all of them so far.
Yeah, it was such an honor to be on Blake's team, especially since, you know, he's leaving after like next year. And so to be on his team, he's such a staple. Like he is the father of the show. Like it's such like an honor, and to be able to learn from him and being his presence was really motivating to really like perfect my craft as an artist. And then with Camila, like it's so cool. Like she genuinely wants the best for the artist. Like she's happiest when we're like shining the most, when we're happiest. And so it's really cool actually to see her like so invested in us and actually really want to be great. And so that definitely, you know, pushes me, and I guarantee I speak for all the other artists on her team, pushes us to like really like be the best version of ourselves, you know? So that was just something that I could never expect for, you know, being in a situation like that. But I'm so thankful to have, you know, had that opportunity.
Yeah, well, as a first time coach, I think she's doing a tremendous job. And
Oh yeah.
you are an example of one of the best members on her team, Jaeden.
Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome. And
So
I
much.
want to wrap up our happy hour. I want to lift a glass to you and raise a toast to your continued success on The Voice.
Thank you. I've got an applesauce packet with me, so I hope that works.
It totally works, Jaeden. Cheers to
Nice.
you.
Cheers to you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks.